Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have lost wide receiver David Moore to a division rival as Moore joins the Carolina Panthers. Now, David Moore has played for a few teams. He played for the Seattle Seahawks, he played for the Chicago Bears, he played for the Green Bay Packers before joining the Buccaneers in the 2023 season. Moore is 29 years old. Didn't play a ton for the Bucs, played in only 7 games, had 7 targets, 5 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. He had a 52-yard receiving touchdown at one point, which was an absolutely amazing play to see for Moore, but overall, this is something that was to be expected. David Moore obviously has spent a ton of time with Dave Canales from their time in Seattle from 2017 to 2020. Then with the Bucs last year in 2023, this is a signing that really isn't surprising, but I wanted to talk about this because it brings up something that I still think the Buccaneers should address this offseason, which is the possibility of adding a veteran wide receiver into this room in the back half of the room. You have Mike Evans, you have Chris Godwin as your 1 and 2. We've talked about those guys so much. We know how good those guys are. You still have Trey Palmer there, who I think could be your number 3 wide receiver, or at the very least, I think the Buccaneers feel good, or at least feel that Palmer has the ability to be a number 3 wide receiver in this upcoming offense, but you lost veteran wide receiver David Moore to the Carolina Panthers, and you released veteran wide receiver Russell Gage this offseason as well. And you also did bring back Devin Tompkins. That is an important thing to note. But I do want to take a look real quick at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and really go over the fact that if we take a look at their 2024 free agents, David Moore is gone. You released Russell Gage. He's gone now as well. You really don't have a ton of other veteran wide receivers currently on the team. Like, yes, you have Chris Godwin, who's gotten a ton of playing time. You've got Mike Evans, who's had a ton of playing time. After that, it's really not a lot. You've got Devin Tompkins, who's played very sparingly in the past couple years of his career. Trey Palmer, who did have to play a lot last year, definitely a trial by fire type of situation, but still hasn't had a ton of playing time. Raheem Jarrett has not played a ton in his career either. Rayleigh Webb hasn't played a lot in his career. Cephas Johnson, Ryan Miller have not played a lot in their careers also. So I think the Buccaneers could still make do with a veteran receiver. And now you just lost another option there, which I understand. David Moore is not, the be-all, end-all of a wide receiver room, but he is a veteran. He can help out some of these younger guys, especially in the back half of their roster, grow, develop, answer any questions if they do have good, questions. It's just good to have veterans even as backups. And I think even in the Bucs case right now, they could use a guy who is going to compete with Trey Palmer for that 3rd wide receiver spot, or be a 4th wide receiver, a guy who can really be, let's call it like the gatekeeper of the back half of the Buccaneers wide receiver depth chart, who can answer questions from young guys in training camp if Mike Evans and Chris Godwin aren't available. Just, it's a good thing to have a veteran presence. Now I want to take a look real quick and some of the veteran wide receivers that are still out there. I talked about this in a separate video. I do want to go over it a little bit more in this video as well. You still have some interesting names out there. Hunter Renfrow could certainly be an option, although I don't know necessarily how much he would cost. Maybe bring back Russell Gage on a cheaper contract. I don't know. Could be an interesting name in there as well. You have Josh Reynolds, who's still out there in the open market. He has some experience with Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers currently. Scotty Miller could even be an option. Obviously, a former Jason Light draft pick. Seems like he's had a pretty quiet market so far. Do they think to bring him back? That could be another option in there as well. It is something I want to see the Bucs explore. It is something I want to see this team take a look at, just to explore the possibilities overall. I think that it would be a good thing. I want to also take a look at some of the other wide receivers that Liam Cohen has worked with in his time with the LA Rams. So if we go to the 2013 LA Rams, let's see if there's any connections there. We're kind of going off the cuff here. Robert Woods, I don't believe he's available. Josh Reynolds, he worked with Josh Reynolds back in 2018. Could be an option there. I don't know if Kaderil Hodge is an option. I think he did end up signing a contract with a team. I believe he did. Yes, it looks like Kadero Hodge did. I think he's actually with the Atlanta Falcons right now. But again, Josh Reynolds could be an option. Again, worked with Liam Cohen back in 2018. Take a look at the 2019 LA Rams. Is there anybody there who had some interesting things of note? Again, go back to Josh Reynolds is another option there. I don't think Mike Thomas is in the league anymore, so I wouldn't really consider, not Michael Thomas, Mike Thomas of the Rams, so I wouldn't really consider him an option there. 2020, what were the Rams working with in that scenario? Again, Josh Reynolds is there. Van Jefferson was there, but as I've said, he went over to the Pittsburgh Steelers, so isn't necessarily going to be somebody that the Buccaneers take a look at. 2021, Liam Cohen was not there, I believe. 2022, he was there as offensive coordinator because Kevin O'Connell got hired away, and Ben Skowronek is there. I believe he's still on the LA Rams. He is, so he wouldn't necessarily be an option. Allen Robinson was there for a year. I'm going to say, like, probably not on Allen Robinson. I mean, if he comes at, like, a veteran minimum, why not? I mean, it's a guy. You can bring him in there. He is still a free agent. So, I don't know. He'd be a veteran. So, I mean, like, those are just some guys that I want to throw out there that have some connections to Liam Cohen. Right now, Allen Robinson and Josh Reynolds are like year 2 that have direct connections to Liam Cohen back from his time with the LA Rams. Will the Bucs show interest in either one of those guys? I don't know. If they bring him in on a really cheap deal, especially in the case of maybe a guy like Allen Robinson to compete with a Trey Palmer, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, I wouldn't love it, but it's depth, and it's veteran depth, which I feel like is very important to me. But David Moore's gone from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Liked him, think he was a pretty cool dude. And I wish him nothing but the best in Carolina. But guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions about these things down in the comment section below. What wide receiver do you want to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sign, if any? Do you just want to see them get somebody in the draft? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.